All right, welcome back to our Shaolin Kung Fu class on Saturdays. Let's get started, feet together. And we'll start with our basic salute, right hand makes a fist, left hand open, and salute. And then right into the disciples position, left hand at the heart, right hand at your hip. Watch the videos if you don't know this yet. And here we go, formal salute, cross step, salute, and circle back. Good, chi awakening exercises, feet shoulder width apart. And inhale, connecting with heaven. Exhale down. Just 3 times, inhale. And one more. Okay, rooting, connecting to the earth. Here we go, inhale. And exhale. 2. And 3. Third exercise, so in the Qigong, we focus now at this point on the heart, but in the Kung Fu, we keep focusing on this center of gravity, your center of power. So as you inhale, heaven and earth meeting in the lower belly, expand, and it forms like an egg of light around your body, like a shield, signifying our boundaries, our protection. Inhale, expand, and exhale. And one more time. And exhale. Good. Let's go into lubricating the joints. So starting with your wrists and circle. And you can even do inner smile to your wrist, even though it's Kung Fu class. You will not get this in my school brothers Kung Fu class. They try to be more serious, but I'm much more of a Taoist. And so I think you should do the inner smile at all times. Switch directions. Good. And elbows circle. It's actually part of this Buddhist idea of Kung Fu is that you would learn to do self-defense, but keep yourself in a more parasympathetic nervous system state. So staying in that relaxation response, switch directions, even while you are having to engage in dynamic or protective activities. Okay, and circle your shoulders back. All right, then reverse. Good, step out a little bit, one hand behind and a big circle and follow the hand with your eyes, stretch back. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then reverse, other way. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Other side, here we go. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Step in. And here we go. Hands to your hips and ear to shoulder. Exhale down. Inhale up the other side. Look up. And then at the top, switch directions. So exhale, ear to shoulder, chin down. Inhale up the other side. Switch directions. Exhale. And inhale. Switch. Switching at the top. And one more time, chin to chest. And then let's stack it all the way up. Good, hands up just to get them out of the way. And we're going to twist the waist, warming up that waist and spine. Beautiful. Oh, let's do a couple extra just because I'm still recovering from my workout a few days ago where I went a little overboard. And this one feels really great to my spine. And finish. Hands on your hips and circle your waist. Just trying to up my reps on pull-ups, and turns out I can activate my lats pretty well because I feel it all the way down in my lower back. Okay. Switch directions. Very good. Let's go feet together and we'll circle the waist. And then switch other way. Beautiful. Come down to your knees and circle those knees. Switch. Good. Stand on up. Take one foot back and circle your ankle. And reverse other way. And switch sides. And switch directions. And finish. Let's pull down heavens. Ready? Inhale. Exhale with the sighing sound. Two more times. And one more time. Good. And relax. Let me see if I can get a little more light in here without screwing up the video. Maybe, I don't know, it looks a little hazy, but that's okay. It gives me a break to take off my socks too. And we can do some Kung Fu. So let's get started. We're in our warm-up period. And let's take one foot back. I'm going to take my right foot back, but it doesn't really matter which one. We're just going to do a basic front knee raise. So you're just going to bring that knee up. And let's do it in slow motion for now, just to warm the body up. Slow motion. Now, while you're doing this, take your other hand up like it's protecting your face. So in schools where they box, they'll say like glue this to your face here. And so here's my back leg. My back hand is actually going to swing down like it's pulling the cord for that knee coming up. So there are applications with this, but for now, we're just getting kind of a whole body warm up. So I'm getting this chest and shoulder open. At the same time, I'm getting my glute and hamstring to wake up, getting these quads to wake up. Good. And then when you feel like blood is moving through, then you can begin to just swing a little bit. And you've got a couple options. You can take the knee straight up, which is just fine. But I want to stretch this other hip flexor. So I'm going to bring it up and I'm going to kind of push my hips forward. And that actually opens up this side of the body a little bit too. So just take a few swings at it. And one more time. Good. So you should start to feel some blood flow working into that leg, maybe even the opposite one. Let's switch sides. So now the opposite leg back and just pick it up. Just doing the slow motion. One way to avoid training injuries and even excess fatigue is actually to not only warm up the circulation of the tissues, but your nervous system. So when you go through these slow motion things, your mind gets used to making that motion. Okay, now glue the other hand to your chin, and then we're going to pull down. And you can start to get a little swing in there. We're just warming up the body. So this is nice because it's halfway decent Kung Fu, to that pull. You'll see Thai boxers doing this all the time to get a little more power in there. It sets up your body mechanics just right. But for us, it's also going to open your lung meridian, open up the fascia to make this kind of a good yoga as well. And then if you want, you can lean forward with that other hip just a little bit, like you were piercing forward with that knee, piercing forward with that knee, piercing forward. And two more. Good. Okay, so our next one, let's continue with this warm up of the legs and the hips, and we're going to work on the roundhouse kick, but just one little half of it. So if this troubles your balance, I do highly recommend you get a wall or something like that. A friend of mine actually has a whole sequence he does, like hanging onto a staff, or you could use a broomstick or whatever it is. And you actually do that so you can focus more on flexibility. We can prepare that, so we're just going to go right into it today. But this is for the roundhouse kick, which comes through and kicks around. I don't know where the house comes into it, but it does. There is some roundness involved. For the roundhouse kick, the first part you want is the ability to pick your leg up to the side and then turn it over. And turn it over. So what I want you to get is take your back foot, doesn't matter if you're mirroring me or whatever, this is my right leg, could be your left or whatever. You're gonna take that back foot, you're gonna pick it up and then try to turn it over with just that knee, and then you're gonna put it back down. So this is, you may have just figured out that that's where you wanna hang on to the thing, and that's just fine. This is too short, but I'll show you. You can pick it up and then turn it over. And notice this bottom foot is doing something too. It's turning that heel a little bit. So here's even a baby version you could try, because we're still in warm up. Doesn't have to be very high. Can go up and then just pivot my bottom heel and kind of turn this leg so it's parallel to the earth. So it's and parallel. And then if you want to get it a little higher, you can get a little higher. So now your hands could do the same thing as before. This one glues itself to the chin, and this one pulls back. Pulls back, pulls back. I don't know why I'm making that sound, but I kind of like it. And one more time. Good. All right, let's take our fists. We're going to tap out your butt. This is part of the Kung Fu medicine, which is the other side of our art that often gets lost. People are just focused on fighting, fighting, fighting. But there's a lot of Qigong in the Kung Fu. It's part of how traditionally they became really great fighters, is they figured out stuff about how to recover, how to resolve injuries, things like that. So these percussive techniques are one of the ways to do that, helping increase blood flow, helping to stimulate the muscles, etc. Find your other leg. And here we go. Sifu would call this one dog meets fire hydrant, but you don't have to. So you got those two aspects, up, and then it turns over parallel and back down, up, turn over, parallel. And this front foot, if I do it without much on that leg, is just doing that. I'm pivoting on the ball of my foot so the heel kind of turns toward where I'm headed. So good. Okay, then glue your front hand to your chin, and your back hand, if it wants, can pull a little bit, can pull a little bit, can pull a little bit, can pull a little bit. Two more. And one more. All right, beautiful. Let's, so if you do enough of these, once upon a time I did somebody's training they were offering online. Let's hit the front a little bit too, because these hip flexors in front will get to work there too. And there was roundhouse kick after roundhouse kick on the bag. So I'm hitting the heavy bag. I'm hitting the heavy bag. And the next day, my side waist muscles were sorer than they had ever been before. And it's because to get up here, these guys have to work as well. And that was not what I was expecting. So these exercises, while we're doing them mildly, or actually really nice kind of full body training. Okay, let's get the rest of this roundhouse kick in. So now that you've got the up and over, in some schools, what they'll do if you're new and it's roundhouse teaching day, they'll make you get a chair. Some kind of blends into the background, doesn't it? And they'll make you come up and kick over the chair. So they'll have you do this exercise with the chair to make sure that you're not like slopping your foot around and you really have that up and over pivot. So what we're going to do for our warm-up is we're going to do the low roundhouse kick, which is, it doesn't have to bring your hip all the way up here. It comes across at this low line. It's meant to kick a person in their thigh or even down on these muscles on the side of the leg and make them stumble. So, but the trick is you can't just slop your leg across. You need this first part and then it comes down. It comes down. So this doesn't usually require a lot of flexibility, but it does require proper form. So hands are up, you can glue them or they can just be out here natural, whatever you like. But you're gonna take your back foot, you're gonna bring it up like we did before. And this time, as you pivot that hip, the leg's gonna come out and it'll actually spin you all the way around. So it comes up, then down, and spin it all around. Hey, a nice poem. Up and down, and spin it all around. Up and down, and spin it all around. So now, as I start to not segment it, if I just whoosh through, I can actually get that spin before I had to kind of stutter my way through it. So you want to have that feeling of, you can even take a step to get your momentum, and then whee, all the way around. And if it's not a perfect roundhouse kick, I don't care. We're having fun. We're doing Kung Fu for our health. So whee. Now take that backhand as you go and pull it, whee. So the backhand's gonna pull, whee. Backhand's gonna pull, whee. And the backhand's gonna pull, whee. Okay, let's do the other side. So here we go. Your back leg comes up and then it comes down. Because I'm doing it slow, I'll just walk myself all the way back around. So it comes up and then it comes down. You get yourself all the way back where you were before. Up and down. And all the way back where you were before. And up and down. And all the way back where you were before. Okay, if you've got that, try to get it to swing. Oh, that's fun. Swing. That's fun. Swing. And then if you want, get the momentum by pulling with that other hand. Pull with that other hand. You can pull with that other hand. Oh, my left roundhouse needs a little work. Hasn't been getting work, I guess. So pull with that other hand. And pull with that other hand. And pull with that other hand. And one more time. Pull with that other hand. Okay, we have just a couple more to do in our warm-ups. I hope this is fun for you. I decided to do a warm-up that was fun for me. So that's what we're doing. So now what you want to do is you're going to take one foot forward. I'm putting my left forward. It doesn't really matter as long as you can sort of keep up. And we're going to do a back kick. Why? Well, because we did all these knees and that'll warm up, flex these front muscles and stretch the back. But what about the other way? So what I want you to do is we're going to bring that knee up like before and chamber it here. But then you're going to tilt your body forward and thrust your foot out to the back. This is the same as your warrior three pose in yoga, or how do they do it? Whatever it is. So your back leg is going to come up and then it's going to go straight back. Okay, and it's not yoga, it's Kung Fu. It's kind of a false dichotomy, but you want to look back as if you're aiming at a target. So you go up and then back. Now it's okay if that sort of turns you sideways, more from a warrior three into an Ardha Chandrasana, but we want to try to just aim straight back into that warrior three. So here we go. Up, look, and kick. Up, look, and kick. Up, look, and kick. And of course, you can hang on with something. You get this. This could even be low. It doesn't have to be that big thing. It could be very low. So let's do a couple more, just feeling free. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Other side, here we go. So you take your knee up, and you thrust it back. You don't have to look yet, we're just getting the form. So get that warrior 3. You can even pause there and go, yeah, I can balance, that's cool. All right, up and back, whoosh. Up and back, whoosh. And up, whoosh, and back, whoosh. Okay, now looking back, if you were picking a target, looking back, whoosh, like you were picking a target, and back. Okay, and then with a little just looseness, here we go. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. 2 more, whoosh, and 1 more. Whoosh. Good, shake them out. Do a little percussion, tap wherever you want on your legs. It's also very good for those meridians, even if this isn't making you sore or anything like that. It's good to stimulate subtle body channels. Maybe this woke up your lower back muscles. You want to give them a little love. Give them a little love. Maybe woke up your core muscles. Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, so let's do one more of these improv warm-ups here. And this is going to be the roundhouse kick into the back kick. I'll show it to you. Try it. If it makes no sense in your body, just do something stupid. Nobody's looking. It was just April Fool's. And the idea is just to get in our body and have fun. So same as before, this back foot is going to kick. But instead of spinning myself all the way around, I'm going to spin myself to that back kick portion. And then I'm going to pick up and kick through just like before. Then you just reset. It doesn't spin all the way around, so you have to just walk your way back. Let me show you again, maybe from the front. So I do this kick, but instead of turning myself all the way around, I just get till my back is to the way I was going. And then I'm going to pick up and kick out. Show you again. You can feel free to try along or watch if you need to. Kick and back kick. Okay, let's try a couple together. We'll stitch in this hamstring muscle for some reason. So I'm going to be a little mild with this one. So here you go. Kick, look, and back kick. Kick and back kick. Kick and back kick. Kick and back kick. And one more time, kick and back kick. Let's do the other side. Okay, let's learn it. So it's that round kick. Oh, looking this way now. Biff, back goes the kick. The foot you just kicked with does a second one. So it goes around, and that same foot, boom, comes right on back. It goes around, and boom, comes right on back. Okay, with a little spice, I'm gonna go mild. My hamstrings are talking to me, I think, from that workout I did a few days ago. So whoosh, biff, whoosh, biff, whoosh, biff. These are not the traditional Kung Fu sounds, whoosh and biff, but I don't know, I gotta make sound effects when I teach. Whoosh, biff. And one more time, whoosh. All right, you know what to do. I wasn't only trying to increase my pull-up reps, I was trying to increase my pistol squat reps too. There they are. Let's pull down heavens 3 times. Inhale. 2. And 3. Very good. So that's our warm-up. Hopefully you feel a little warm. I feel just warm enough. And we're going to take a 1-minute break. Come back. We'll work on our form. All right, so in our last episodes, last month, we worked on roads 1 through 3, or it took us a little more than a month, but we worked on roads 1 through 3 of these 12 road tan Tui, and that's about the pace we're gonna go, is about 3 a month. We'll take them in chunks, and that way, if beginners wanted to come, they could come and jump right in and just start here, go back and make up the other ones later. So as you'll remember, the tan Tui, it starts with road 1. Oh gosh, oh yeah, sorry, I had a brain freeze there for a second. Then we went to road 2, and these are all on my YouTube channel in case you didn't get all of them. Then we went to road 3. We got these big hammer fist things going on. Wow, they were really cool. So in road 4, you're going to start with that left hand out. And so why don't I mirror you? Is that true? Yeah, that's true. So why don't I mirror you here? So my right hand is out, but your left hand is going to be out, and we will go from there. So in our previous forms, you'll remember, let's do it together, and then you have to instantly forget about it. But you'll remember, we stepped out into the horse stance, we blocked down, and then we pulled to punch. All 3 of those first forms started with this. Those of you who are online, go like this if you remember that. Yay. So I can see your little picture. Okay, good. So at this point, that all changes, man. That all changes. So we have a new intro. So we start here. And what's going to happen, you still step out into your horse stance, but this left hand is going to block inside here. So this is what it looks like. If you're in the Tai Chi, it kind of looks like that single whip a little bit. But if you're from the front, this is blocking your face. So you want to think of like making like a frame for your face if you were looking forward that away. Okay, so let's do that again. You were in your little on guard position or sword fighting position here. You looked toward your target. You step out to the horse stance. So this hand gets to wind up and then it blocks. It's not Tai Chi. A lot of time in the Tai Chi forms, you'll see there's not a lot of wind up, right? Oh, I'm holding the ball. I'm holding the ball. They never go, okay, now hold the ball. But in this one, they want to train you in these external Kung Fu principles. And in this case, it's that you're actually stretching your pec so that when you come down, you've got all of this sort of pectoral force and anterior deltoid force that's coming into this block. Next week, I'll probably do this in the dojo where I have my classic Kung Fu wooden man, and you can see how that block sort of looks like. I'll demonstrate it on there. But the idea in Kung Fu is they felt there's never a block. So this is a self-defense principle you can just have in your mind as you practice these things. They never block in Kung Fu. They're always trying to hurt the person. Like if you're dumb enough to try to punch me in the head, and I can touch it, I'm gonna hit it. So as we step out, this is just bright thoughts for an early April morning. As you step out, you're hitting whatever came into contact or whatever was coming, in this case, toward your head. So this can be actually that roundhouse kick, that high roundhouse, people will come toward your head. And this isn't your best block for that. Normally they'll do 2 hands, but the same thing. It's this energy of coming across the body and making this kind of frame. Oh, there it is. It's that shape. So in the form, in traditional Kung Fu forms, they're like sacred dances. You're making these archetypal shapes, but they go into all sorts of other stuff that when you block that kick, oh, it's that same shape. In some of the ground fighting for jujitsu, you'll make these same kind of frames where your body is in that good structure. So one more time here. You've looked, you step out, you wind up, and you block, and it's making that shape. Now, of course, you don't wind up too much, so let's do it from this side. I'm just getting off the line, so I have somewhere to go. I'm not, really swinging back, but I have to have somewhere to make that movement from. And it's the same thing if you were trying to work these inner pecs according to Arnold Schwarzenegger, you would stretch them out and then you do your dumbbell flies to get the power in that one. That's what we want. We want a little stretch on that pec muscles to get that power coming through. So your next move, as I'm mirroring you, I think, is we block, and then you're going to elbow down And it's my whole stance is sinking down with this elbow. I turn my stance and I punch out. So now I've got that long punch. Again, if you were in the Tai Chi class, I'll have told you, okay, single whip is small. It's not like this. Well, now this is where you do want to do this. You want this. And it's basically the same as yoga class, Warrior 2, but to hit someone. So why would you do this? Well, hold your posture, by the way, while I gab at you. This is the traditional way. Why would you do this? Well, this is this sense of that maybe you can actually sneak out and hit a guy from far away if necessary. But these are also weapons forms. So these are fencing, or this can be, I don't have a staff in here, but you'll see forms with the staff that looks like this, or the spear that look like this. So all of that, these are archetypal movements like a sacred dance. Okay, from the beginning, here we go. Ready, block. You want that good horse stance. It's outside shoulder width so that you can sink down. And as I turn my feet, I'm in that good long warrior stance. Okay, again, I'll do it facing you, but you know what to do from your side. Ready, block. Elbow down. Punch forward. All right, try it on your own. Ready, without me. I'll just talk it to you. Ready, block. Elbow down. Punch forward. Good. All right, let's finish it up. I just looked at my clock. I could gab all day, but we're going to finish it up. So step out block. Elbow down. Punch forward. Okay, now hold that posture. So you'll remember back in row 3, we did this thing where we whirled our hands like that. We're going to do a similar thing here. So this front hand is going to whirl out with that back fist, but your backhand is going to be open and it's going to chop so that it comes here. That front fist and the backhand end up here. So let's go from this move. We whirl and chop. Try it again. Whirl and chop. Try it again. Whirl and chop. Try it again. Whirl and chop. Good. Okay, take a little break. So these exercises, again, they may not look like, if you went to a kickboxing school or something like that, and you're like, yeah, I learned Kung Fu. Like that looks totally stupid. But you got to remember, these are conditioning forms. These are meant to stretch these various muscles and to get you to use your body weight to throw these punches. So the same thing that if you're boxing, you want to throw because your waist is turning, and these come out like a ball and chain or something, or like a cannonball from your body weight, from the earth. That's the same thing that's going on here. They're just using a really big arm shape so that you can feel it in your body. Application wise, of course, this could be if someone were punching you, this actually would be blocking it. And then this is the old Austin Powers Judo Chop to their neck. There's a reason this is the classic Judo Chop, because there are a lot of nerves in here and it can kind of just seize a person up. So that's, you can be thinking about that with your intent. And then why does it come here? Well, that's just so that you can finish your motion. It's so you don't have to do your form and go, ha, and then like stop yourself. The feeling in the Kung Fu often has the sense of flow. In a karate form, they have a different flavor. So they might actually go and stop themselves with their muscles. Totally cool. Kung Fu just has a different flavor. So they come through and there's this kind of more of a spiral linkage. Okay, one more set of moves, then you're done for the day and you're watching the video all week. So here we go. You step out, you block. You punch down with your elbow. You shift forward and you hit. You wind up and you swing and chop. Okay, now from here, the same crane's beak we learned in Tai Chi class, this hand turns into a little flame like that. This could be firebending for all we know. So, and they're going to come up the center. And that right hand, because I'm mirroring you, I think, still comes out. And you hit with this left hand straight out. So let me show you from the side. You just chopped, then it comes up and out. 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 Okay, from the beginning. Here we go, block, down, punch, swing, up and out. Okay, with my back to you. Here we go, block, down, punch, swing, chop. Here it is, that crane hand comes up and out. Okay. Block, down, punch, swing, chop, up and out. Okay, and then to finish this side of the form, and we'll work on this next week, don't worry if you, this is just the last few minutes. To finish this side of the form, what's going to happen is that this elbow is now going to come down and the hand turns into a fist. So you're like, it's like a Billy Idol. I know Billie Eilish is more popular, but this is a Billy Idol. So you're like, right, yeah. Okay, so down with that elbow, you kick, and then you're on the other side. So let's do it from the beginning. I'll show you the whole thing, but we'll work it in detail more next week. And here you go. So you're looking, you open and block, you elbow down, you turn and punch, you swing and chop, you up and out. If you have trouble remembering, it's your back hand that's going forward, it's your front leg hand that's out to the side. Then Billy Idol, right, kick, and now you block on the other side. And at some point, magically, this crane hand turns back into a fist. Where that happens, I'll leave it to you to discover. Okay, last time, here we go. Let me do it facing away from you. Ready, block, down, out, swing, and chop. Crane hand, up and out. Billy Idol, down, kick, block. And then of course, over the week, if you want to get ahead of the class, you would then do it on the other side. All right, so there's a lot in there. These moves, they're kind of mysterious, and that's also part of the flavor of Kung Fu, is that these were often family lineages that were hiding things by making the moves extra mysterious. So just know that. But there are principles in here of how you express power through a human body, and we'll get into those as we go along. So it's part of the tradition that it's like, okay, now there's a crane's beak, it comes up like a flame, and it comes out like this, and you're supposed to go like, what does that mean? But traditionally, you're supposed to just like trust and follow along, and then eventually it gets explained to you. I personally will explain it to you a lot sooner than some of those old schools who want to test your resolve, but some of these are really cool. Some of them are very obvious, right? The Billy Idol, this is how you block kicks to your midsection and hit the guy. Oh, there's no blocks, right? So you're hitting them in their legs when they were dumb enough to try to kick you in the tummy. So hope that was a fun workout. Let's do sealing the chi. Here we go, palms up. We inhale, connecting earth and heaven. Exhale, sigh. Clear it out, especially any aggression, frustration, etc. Second one, here we go, inhale. And replenish. And one more time, inhale. And like you're creating an egg of light around the body, sealing in all the good work that you've done, as well as radiating it out to others. Feet together, right hand makes a fist, basic salute, and disciples position, formal salute. All right, very good. Thank you so much.